You contribute nothing to your salvation except the sin that made it necessary. Lord, stamp eternity on my eyeballs. Resolution. 1. I will live for God. Resolution. 2. If no one else does, I still will. Grace is but glory begun, and glory is but grace perfected. The happiness of the creature consists in rejoicing in God, by which also God is magnified and exalted. He that has doctrinal knowledge and speculation only, without affection, never is engaged in the business of religion. Truth is the agreement of our ideas with the ideas of God. The best, most beautiful, and most perfect way that we have of expressing a sweet concord of mind to each other is by music. To go to heaven, fully to enjoy God, is infinitely better than the most pleasant accommodations here. Prayer is as natural an expression of faith as breathing is of life. How can you expect to dwell with God forever if you so neglect and forsake Him here? Godliness is more easily feigned in words than in actions. Unconverted men walk over the pit of hell on a rotten covering. Nothing sets a Christian so much out of the devil's reach than humility. Resolved that I will live so, as I shall wish I had done when I come to die. When indeed it is in God we live and move and have our being. We cannot draw a breath without His help. All earthly desires are but streams, but God is the ocean. We ought not to limit God where He has not limited Himself. Oh, the closest walk with God is the sweetest heaven that can be enjoyed on earth. Nothing grieves me so much as that I cannot live constantly to God's glory. People may love a God of their own imaginations when they are far from loving such a God as reigns in heaven. The seeking of the kingdom of God is the chief business of the Christian life. He who has Christ has all he needs and needs no more. Of all the knowledge that we can ever obtain, the knowledge of God and the knowledge of ourselves are the most important. The smallest sin is an act of cosmic treason against a holy God. Nothing sets a person so much out of the devil's reach as humility. If you long to be more like Christ, then act like Him and walk as He walked. He who does not know Him knows nothing else as it truly is. We are dependent on God's power through every step of our redemption. When God is about to do a mighty new thing, He always sets His people praying. Nature is God's greatest evangelist. The enjoyment of God is the only happiness with which our souls can be satisfied. We must view humility as one of the most essential things that characterizes true Christianity. God is glorified not only by His glory being seen, but by its being rejoiced in. Intend to live in continual mortification and never to expect or desire any worldly ease or pleasure. Almost every natural man that hears of hell flatters himself that he shall escape it. Truth is the agreement of our ideas with the ideas of God. Wicked people will on the day of judgment see all there is to see of Jesus Christ, except His beauty and loveliness. Love is the sum of all virtue, and love disposes us to good. I assert that nothing ever comes to pass without a cause. The pleasures of humility are really the most refined, inward, and exquisite delights in the world.